Thank you, Kathy. And thank you all for the opportunity to share some information about the Council and my colleagues and what we're doing to help steward a vision for the future of urban and community forestry. So the National Urban and Community Forestry Advisory Council was created as part of the 1990 Farm Bill and the focus on addressing present health and future preservation of our nation's urban and community forests. And the Council itself synthesizes the full spectrum of views for urban and community forestry. Our role is to advise the Secretary of Agriculture on the Urban and Community Forestry Program and its service to the community, and also to provide a practical foundation for urban and community forestry policy. We have a 15-member representative council. Here's a picture of us last spring at our meeting at the USDA building. And we also have support from the USDA Forest Service executive staff. And we're organized with the council chair and 3 work team leads. So our 3 work teams are the Urban Community Forestry Action Plan Implementation and Outreach Team, led by Liam Kavanaugh and Claire Robinson. The annual report to the Secretary that we provide, that team is led by Bill Hubbard. And the National Urban and Community Forestry Cost Share Grant Program, which we're going to talk more about today, led by Sarah Davis. There's 3 key pieces to the charter of us as council members. First of all is to steward development of a National Urban and Community Forestry Action Plan. This plan, which we just released at November at the Partners in Community Forestry Conference, includes a progress update, guidance for future policy, very clear goals and strategies, and also needs for research and funding. And every year we provide a report to the Secretary, first of the accomplishments in that past year towards meeting the goals of that plan, and second, recommendations for the future year. And finally, our Community Forestry Challenge Cost Share Grants Program, which provide funding assistance for unique and impactful projects with national implications. So let's look a bit now at the 10-year action plan that was released last year. This really provides a unifying guide for all of urban and community forestry, and it was created by a very robust team of consultants with facilitation by the Council and also many of you who are very active and involved in urban and community forestry. So we like to look at it as really a plan for all of urban community forestry by all of community forestry. So there's a very large overarching vision and mission. We're looking to increase sustainability, wellness, and resilience in all communities with a mission to help all communities to create urban and community forests that are diverse, healthy, and accessible for all citizens. There are 7 clear goals, all the way from planning and human health to looking at funding, management, and education and awareness. There are also key identified funding needs and research needs. And our role as the Council throughout developing the plan was to facilitate that development. And now that the plan has been created, we work together with all of our partners to steward implementation of the plan and get the goals and resources out to everybody that works in urban and community forestry. I'd encourage you to look at the plan and use the resources at www.urbanforestplan.org. One key piece that informs our granting program is the research needs document. This was a very robust document. I won't read all of the 6 research needs that were identified. You can see it hits the spectrum of human and community health, looking at stewardship and socio-ecological systems. And so I think you'll start to see in our granting program and what we'll talk about the rest of today, how these are all aligning within the 10-year action plan. The action plan informed our most recent recommendations to the Secretary of Agriculture. One was really to promote and get awareness out about the action plan and the tools it provides for all of you, to focus on creating and maintaining healthy communities, and also on aligning federal agency resources to improve coordination of research to support the program nationwide. And this Urban Forest Connections webinar, I think, has been a great success story for the Forest Service to really help continue to make those connections and align all these great research resources with the work that you are all doing in the field. There are a few guiding principles now as we look at the grant program, which we'll talk about the rest of today. One, to further urban and community forestry across disciplines. We look at funding projects with national significance, and we like to look at innovation that advances management, research, and development to support urban and community forestry. And of course, you'll see how our granting categories and the grants that we award are in alignment with the priorities established by the National Action Plan. This is a good schematic that our Forest Service partners created for us to look at. There are several different granting programs going on all at one time, and so this helps us understand where we are at today at this point in time. So the 2016 awards have been recommended by the Forest Service, so we're in the process of getting the approval of those awards before we can announce, so you expect to see that very soon. The 2017 grants, the pre-proposals were just due, so we just heard today on our business meeting earlier with the council that we received some great applications, and we'll be going through and reviewing those to look at what we can fund in the future. And then in 2018, our grants team is forming those categories within the action plan. So that's kind of the snapshot in time today of where we're at with our annual grant cycles. To look back at 2015, we funded 5 projects, just under $800,000 worth, and I think this is a great continued success story, and all of us in urban and community forestry leverage a lot of other resources with the funding that were provided. So it's great to see that $1.2 million was leveraged with that $800,000. And the 2015 grants will enhance urban forest stewardship, support new employment opportunities, and build resilience in the face of a changing climate. Our 2016 grants, as I mentioned, the awards will be announced very soon, and the 3 categories that will be awarded are analyze and provide solutions for development impacts on urban and community forests, build human health through urban and community forestry, and evaluate climate change impacts on trees and water. And looking forward to 2017, the grant categories, we're developing a national urban and community forestry funding assessment methodology. This was a key priority identified in the action plan, and to better understand urban community forest ecosystems and environmental services, and you saw that in one of the key priorities focused in the research needs in the plan. So now as I wrap up, just to show you where we're focused as a council looking into the future, we're really working hard to steward this national action plan. Would encourage you to go to urbanforestplan.org and especially reference the one-page executive summary. It's become a great tool for people to help frame their work within the national goals and strategies. And we continue to find ways to better engage with our urban and community forestry partners and friends. We have the Urban Forest Action Plan website. We continue to update our council website through the Forest Service to raise awareness. We just talked this morning at our business meeting about continuing to steward effective council members and leadership. So we're always recruiting new members, people that would be great leaders at a national level in urban community forestry. So I'd encourage you, if you're interested or know some great leaders that might be interested in serving on the council, go ahead and reach out to me and we can help you get those resources to keep building an effective council that really works for all of you to forward your work at a national level with partners like the Forest Service and Sustainable Urban Forest Coalition. So now I'd like to turn over to Kathy Sheehan, and we're going to take a look at a few grants that we've awarded. One back in 2012 focusing on urban conversion and the impacts on human health with Auburn University and the U.S. Forest Service, and then a 2010 award looking at managing urban forests to increase community resilience to climate change, and our partners with the Manomet Center for Conservation. So thank you very much, Kathy.